by that point, it's really become quite the place to send middle class, upper middle class American Catholic families. It's kind of interesting to see this rise of a growing middle class Irish Catholic population, particularly in Chicago. Eventually, it's going to go further south to 49th and Cottage Grove.
In 1956, St. Xavier Academy was renamed Mother McAuley Liberal Arts High School, then was relocated along with St. Xavier College to Central Park Avenue between 99th and 103rd Streets.
I believe Catherine McAuley and Francis Xavier Ward, who came from Dublin to the U.S. in 1843, talked about what would happen if they left Ireland, what would be the mission here, and it would be consistent. So St. Xavier is a natural outcome of that mission.
I think that it was really important, especially in that time, to create a college for women, just so that they had some means of self-empowerment.
And so I'm sure that the sisters, because of their concern for women, saw that this would be an advantage.
In the early 1950s, the Sisters of Mercy began to question where they fit in among the clergy and laity.
The sisters are considered laity in the Catholic Church. They're not considered ordained. Even though they take religious vows, they're still considered part of the laity. One of the great things about Vatican II is that it really emphasized the role of the laity in the Church. So sisters, being among the laity, had probably a sense of empowerment, maybe a little bit of liberation, in the sense that they could contribute more fully into the life of the Church.
This is inspiring women religious, like the Sisters of Mercy, to think about how they live in community. How do they govern themselves? How do they think about their ministry? Do they get a choice? What's interesting that is developing at St. Xavier is that sisters can take theology. Sisters weren't supposed to take theology. In a sense, it's that cliche that they get wrong ideas. So once they start getting the Vatican II theology and the novitiate, they're learning about the changes as they're happening as opposed to being dispensed to them from their local superior.
A call to renewal soon touched the sisters at the arrival of the Second Vatican Council. This period would mark a series of difficult events for the women religious.
It upended things for a lot of people. As you're probably aware, a lot of women were no longer sisters within a few years after the conclusion of the council. I don't think it was the intent of the council. Certainly the church fathers never expected that the innovations they brought about would result in this mass exodus. I don't think you can rejoice over the sisters that we have without having some regret over the sisters that we lost.
Within a decade of the move, the ripple effects of Vatican II had an equal effect on St. Xavier College.
The college, in some ways, was kind of a center for a lot of change. I think the biggest thing that happens during the height of the 60s is that John the 23rd Symposium that takes place, that they invite all these Vatican II theologians.
It was, I think, one of our proudest moments. When you talk about the Second Vatican Council, that's a historic moment of monumental proportions. Well, the brightest minds who were at that council in Rome all gathered here on this campus